So, here we are, picking back up where we've left off. I think the only part we don't have for this car now is the headlights. I'm going to try and get a xenon set. I know the rally car never had xenons, but I like them. Show mine, it's absolutely filthy right now, but we have the OE xenons, we have a retrofit lab projector upgrade in there. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't think I could ever go back to just pure halogen. So we've been busy buying stuff. So we have here a set of TT calipers. You see there, quite clear. It's a bit different to the standard ones that come on the Ibitas and the Fabia vRSs, just denoted by this. By all accounts, you could just whack the carriers over, put bigger discs on, but these calipers really do look okay. I mean, the seals look alright, but yeah, these were a bargain, only 40 quid, and we can clean them up. It's one of those. Insurance wise, because we're going higher than the stock power that had, so my insurance company that I've insured my modified car with, my Fabia, they specifically requested bigger brakes, so I presume going from 130 to 150 and a bit more, we'll get to that in a bit. We are going to need 312s up there as an insurance requirement, because people like to bin them off. A few bits we didn't get with the car, so we have had to go out and buy a 12-point tool for the socket for the drive shaft, thin wall. We have a Seat original radio that's going to work with our steering wheel controls. We also have a single DIN cage, and that's going to be for mounting it in the glove box. Got some filler, some various stuff, some cable ties, orbital sanding pads. We have new rear shocks, go with the new front shocks that are on it. We have new front brake pads, because we've got new brake pads on the rear. We've got new rear discs, and they are 233, so the smaller version of those. And then we've got brand new 312 front discs as well. So we've got everything to do a full rear shock refresh. We have the springs that came off of this one, because I put brand new ones on this. In this, because the Ibiza that we bought, that came on lowering springs, and they were like 50mm drops. So no good. So we've got all that to rebuild the shockers. We still have in our assortment of bits down here. We've got the new top mounts. We have new shock nuts from Skoda, so that's all good. Luckily on this, I mean this bonnet's awful in it really, but on this we left the bolts in the hub for the brakes, so I don't have to mess about. I know exactly what bolts we're going to hold those onto the car. So I think next order of business, we're going to pull this out, because it doesn't move under its own steam. So we'll pull this out, take this bumper off first, yeah, get this out and start working on the front brakes. So guys, you can see mess of tools. We're looking a little bit different here. So we have our new Aisha discs and pads, or 312s. They're nicely on there. We've got our caliper retaining spring back in place. So to fit these, what we did, we stripped it down to the bare hub, also drive shaft, and that's all bolted in now, which is lovely. We have noticed here that our power steering fluid is a little low. It looks like that rack's a little leaky, but I'll deal with that in a bit. So we have new pads, still free turning. Pushed this back and I did accidentally squirt brake fluid on there, so quickly wash that off as we're pushing the piston back in. These don't twist, these just push, so all I did was grab the hub nut socket and an extension bar, put that on the piston, gently tapped it back down. Obviously that forced fluid out, as you can see. But yeah, so we've got our 312s mounted, our hub nuts on, it's tight, it's torqued to 120 Newton meters. Everything on this car needs to be spanner checked before it goes on the road, but this is just me getting stuff on. We've cracked the bleed nipple, that's all free. We've got our hell braided front lines, because the Goodrich set that we had for an Ibiza was wrong. I believe that was because it was the Cupra and supposed to be for the 4-pot calipers rather than the Banjo style that you need for the C Banjo. There, new copper crush washers on, one either side. There we go. See there, and that's properly crushed. So that should be all good. Obviously this now runs up through here to our brake pipe from the car. So that is this passenger side. I'm just going to clean this off a little bit and get some copper grease out, put it on that, stop the wheel sticking to it. Best crack on with that side. So guys, you join me now. So we're not going to put these on yet. So these are brand new rear shocks, dust covers, top mounts, and we have also replaced the top nut, although these shocks did come with one, with a Skoda genuine lock nut washer there. These top mounts are just eBay specials. Again, these are eBay specials. And these are eBay specials. G-force. They're black, they're new. They're supposed to be for a Fabia 6Y. They will go on. Yeah, I don't think there's any difference in the shocks, really. Especially not because we'll be ruining them and then eventually going coilovers and all that jazz. So we have new rear shocks because the back at the minute, I mean, bit bouncy. But we don't want to put them in until we've got the fuel tank in, which I suppose it's in the car. As loosely as you could say, it is in the car, it's just not where it's supposed to be. So that'll be the next job, jacking the back end of the car up completely, seeing if I can drop the rear beam enough to just get the filler neck pushed up and round. If not, it'd be a case of dropping that rear beam. Now ideally I want a bit of help with that because it's quite heavy. But we move further to the front. So we've still got our side mount, but you can see there we've got our hub nuts in, wheel nuts are on, and our nice new 312 discs and pads are in, along with our caliper. So that's nice. Obviously we have our hell braided line again, that's nice and in. So that's all good on that side. Again, same story with this one. Drive shaft's now in. We've applied a bit of torque. It's not fully torqued to spec, but like I say, drive shaft, new brake lines, everything's back on. The only thing I do need to say, I don't know if you've spotted it yourself, is that caliper retaining clip needs to be the other side of the carrier. So that's that rectified now. You can see that caliper spring is on the other side. That's going to keep all that nice and lovely. As you can see, our hub bolt's in and it does have enough thread on it. I was quite concerned about that looking at it. But yeah, we've got those new brakes up front. Now, when we did the back, you remember we've got new calipers. I'm going to have to change that one now. I'm going to have to send that one back. Should have a mate come in some point today with a used good working one, because that one's just naff. And those discs were used. They do have a slight warp, which is unfortunate, but we do have brand new pads on there. But obviously not bled anything up. We'll not be bleeding anything up until we've got the exhaust and the fuel tank in, so we know we can definitely move the thing, because I don't want to start causing the discs to rub whilst we're still pushing it over that lip. No bueno. So yeah, new pads, but we are going to be changing the discs. Yeah, we've got some Aisha ones. I use these on the Mark II Clio. Perfectly acceptable, nothing wrong with them. Like I said, there's just all the bits we can crack on with now. So might take the fuel tank out the boot, empty the back of the car, and start just tidying up some wiring. So we've changed gears, we're doing something a little different. See, we've got this little 5mm Allen head bolt here, and that is what is holding our turbo intake pipe on. If I get the angle, I won't be able to see it, but there's a bolt right back Oh, there you go, you can see it, you can see the daylight through it now. Well, see the reflection of it. But yeah, there's a 5mm bolt there, and that's holding our turbo intake pipe on. So we're going to get that out of the way and start getting this forged one in. So guys, a bit of a ghetto fix, but I've cut this nipple off of the turbo intake pipe because the vacuum line that we need to attach to with this, well, that's a pipe, and then wherever that pipe has gone, yes, that's just a pipe. So obviously there's no way they're going to join, but with one end being smooth, it'd just pop off. So all I've done is put that on a hard piece of metal and hammered on it. So now one side should go in silicon, one side should go in that pipe, and join them together because I don't have the proper part. Yeah, so as you can see now, we have a join here. How well it holds vacuum, don't know. If we have a leak, we know where to look. But yeah, so I can pull on that now, it's not really going anywhere. So yeah, we have a join, although it be it homebrew. Okay guys, bit of a not so nice one to end on for this video's progress. So plastic T-piece from our PCV, I was trying to take this hose off, snapped. So that's a bit rubbish. So we have a brass fitting on its way. It should be a lot better. So I'm going to have the catch can either here on this strut brace when that's in, about here, but I have a feeling it'll be in this area somewhat. Maybe a little bracket off of there, have it sat there. I think that would look quite nice. So yeah, I'll probably go for that. Still need to, we've got our 6mm Vacos for our boost gauge, so that's going to go on there. That's probably about the only thing that's gone right today. Got those bolts in on that side, and then on that side the top mat moved. So I'm going to pull the car out. I've got some bolts in it now after jacking up off the crash bar. So yeah, be a case of when we next pull the car out, jacking that side up and fiddling about with that. So that's not very nice. But you know, we made some good progress with the front brake lines on, we've got the drive shafts in, we've got the front brakes on, the car still rolls nice, so I'm able to push it back all the way in myself after putting some air in that tyre. So yeah, a bit of a rubbish one to end on. So, but we've got drive shafts in, so one step closer to running. Really need to look at the exhaust and the fuel tank. But yeah, as soon as that's sorted and we've adjusted our gear linkages, we'll throw a battery in and see if it'll move. Well, it should do. Fingers crossed. Yeah, things they seem to be fighting me at the minute. As Jeremy Clarkson would probably say, fix it with a hammer. But that's not going to work in our case, unfortunately. But yeah, for the little vac hose that goes down the bottom of the turbo intake pipe as well, I've ordered some brass fittings, and because we're going to need to extend this particular piece here, that one, to connect to this. So the vac tubing I've got, this stuff, so this is spare. That'll work quite nicely. Pushed it on there, we'll throw a cable tie around that, and then we just want a one of the brass fittings to go there. So it'll be quite nice. I don't think this is an Ibiza specific one. It is now nicely bolted up down there onto the turbo, so that's quite nice. It is in, it does look like it'll fit. I've put the stock airbox in, it does seem to have enough clearance. But yeah, I've got other bits connected up, but yeah, it's a bit disheartening. I'm not sure whether I've got that strut brace on the wrong way around, or I mean, could be why I'm having problems. Also, it looks a bit tall, if I'm being perfectly honest, so I think it does want to go the other way. Because otherwise, yeah, like the feet look different, so this one looks cut out like it's probably cut to miss that, because it's not really sitting flat, which I'm not too happy about, but I don't want to touch it anymore now until it's pulled out, it's up in the air, and I can get those bolts back in the top mounts properly. Still waiting on the bit for the heater matrix, so that'll be fun having to wriggle around in there. Yeah, I feel like that this bar wants to sit lower down because I feel like it's going to hit the bonnet. But yeah, so disappointing end with broken plastic connectors, but that's why we did the PCV upgrade in the first place. That's why we've got a new dipstick tube, those kind of things. The plastics on this car are brittle, they are old, and yeah, we managed to salvage it intact, but obviously we're changing bits, like we changed the turbo intake pipe, and we'll be doing other little bits. You see our new nice shiny forge diverter valve. So we're going to need a longer piece of vac hose there, just little bits like that now really. But yeah, I'm glad that's ran inside. So that side's going to be for our vac line for our boost gauge, and we're going to try and run the battery wiring, I think, either through the firewall there and put another grommet in, or try and run it this side. But yeah, so disappointing one to end the day on. But do have other little bits, like we've now got these work stands, so we can sand this, and we can sand the rear one, and we can like take bits off the car and work on them. Well, try and keep this as dust free as possible for now. But our AOB inverter still holding strong with those lights, which is nice. Obviously with the bonnet up, the way the car is, need to clear all that out back there, and then we wouldn't need an additional work light. But yeah, bit of rambling, not much time lapse.